Show. It's the Murder Master Music 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 Show. Hip hop is dead, but we don't resurrect it. You follow what mainstream says, but here it gets rejected. If you wearing tight jeans, don't expect to get respected. I'm from a time where wearing black was always on your checklist. From a time where faggots get checked if they reckless. From a time where if you got too much shine, we snatch your necklace. This real shit here, Illuminati, fuck the industry. We represent the street and they respect our street ministries. Hate no sorts and cut the middleman, literally. This hip-hop savior, our birth scenes like nativity. This a place where no one sells out for relevability, and the masses can get a chance to explore more creativity. You gotta be kidding me. If you call that hip-hop, niggas with high shades and fluorescent flip-flop. We killin' Big Brother, cause we know he watch. You don't like what I'm doing, then you can suck mine. And you don't Murder Master Music Show. It's the 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 Murder Master Music Show.
Yeah.
What's up, Frost? How you doing?
What up? What up? What's good? What's good?
What's going on with it, Frost? What's going on?
Man, I'm just out here, man, in LA, just shaking and moving, man, making things still try to happen, man, and pushing the industry forward.
Yeah. The homie Clientele was promoting the event you guys got going on the 27th. And I was just I was reading off some of the names. I was like, holy shit, this is like the foundation of the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's pretty much
the guys that kicked
it off.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It would be dope to be a live crew there or something, you know.
A lot of us ain't here no more. You know, a lot of us passed on, but a lot of us still representing it and representing that genre of music, man. It's still a beautiful thing to see us come together and represent for the Radiotron reunion like that.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? All these years later, you know what I'm saying?
Peace and unity through music, man. That's how we got to do it, man. Peace and unity through music.
Yeah, and it's timeless music too. You know what I'm saying? It's the type of music that's not going to die out or go away like a lot of the garbage they got playing today. What do you make of this new stuff, man? Or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm glad I kind of got stuck in 90s hip-hop during the emergence of all these new, I don't really even know what to call them, the skinny jean wearing rappers. It was kind of weird how that whole transformation changed from us taking rap from its rawest form, like from third grade math. We took it with the BDPs, the KRS-Ones, the Big Daddy Kanes, and these rappers. We took it to almost like an algebra calculus, only to take it back to fourth grade math again, man. And that's my real analogy of what really what's going down with hip hop now in our present form. And it's all hype, man. Before we didn't have that social media and that, you know, if you look good and dress well and behind the car and the thing, and then that made you the good rapper. And sad to say, man, we lost the origin of really having to be a real MC, a real master of ceremonies, where you can go with the DJ and not forget the elements of the DJ and the rapper coordinating and actually rocking the show. And I think that's what kind of happened. I think everybody got into the philosophy of actually going into the studio and recording these songs and overdubbing and putting on all these special effects and these things. I think actually took away from the actual core of hip hop. And then we let in and then I think we let in a bunch of cats that just said, look, once we get in, we're not going to let nobody else in. And I think that's what happened too, man. I think a lot of the things with the machine, of playing part of the machine with these record labels really niched in and took their rappers and milked hip-hop for every dollar they could.
Yeah. That's why I'm so grateful that the underground is still thriving, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, because, people need to know that Spice One's got a new record out, or
right.
Saying Gangsta Nip's got a new album out, or Kid Frost got a new project out. People need to know that, or so-and-so's got a new tour that's popping off. They need to know that shit. And it's good that you guys are coming together doing stuff like this. Now, the Universal Hip Hop Museum, we know clientele, we had a round table with a bunch of, Curtis Blow, a bunch of people. Clientele's been doing a lot of work with these guys. What does it feel like for you to be affiliated with them? Because you are a huge part of hip-hop history.
Man, I feel blessed, man, to really be asked, actually, to be part of these events, because I think for a long time, not to say Latinos in hip-hop, or we are, I think Latinos in hip-hop are we are hip-hop minorities. And we get misrepresented. I don't know how to say that. Represented in the wrong context a lot of times, and it's our own fault, man, because we come out with our artists like these corny artists, man, and I don't want to mention names and I don't want to say anything, but I think, and that's their perception of what our genre of hip hop is, and what I think now. For me to be asked to come and be part of these events, I think people are finally recognizing my contribution actually to West Coast hip-hop. And we've been there since day one with Ice-T, so they can't deny what we've done, man. And like I said, for us to be actually asked to come and be part of these events is a great feeling. And so I'm saying yes to every single one of them. And I'm out there doing shows right now with Lowrider Magazine again, and doing the Torres Empire Lowrider shows, and I just feel blessed to be out there still rocking shows and still doing events. You know what I mean? I'm 54 years old, man, and I mean this hip hop, it's really keeps you young, gives you vitality where you can really feel good, man. I don't feel the ailments and the things that are hurting me when I'm up there on stage performing, and that's where I know where I got to be, man. I love to be on the stage, and to be doing it is a beautiful, blessed thing, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be, because especially if y'all still rocking and making new music, and the kids, they got to know the history. So, this museum is going to be a good thing for a lot of kids that don't really know. They only know from what they hear or now they be able to actually get out there and do some research when all the tools is right here. But it just seemed like they try to block a certain demographic of music to the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They don't really like us telling the kids about the music that y'all had sometimes, so to speak, especially in the lamestream.
No, they don't. They want to force feed us the music that they want the kids to buy, and they want to push the commercials and the glamour and the glitter behind it. But a lot of the kids now are starting to know, man, and a lot of the kids are going back to the origin and the original true origin of hip-hop. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that if they learn their history, like you're saying, where somebody has these museums and these places where they can actually go see and actually go hear different music, then it makes them go into the archives and start looking up artists and be like, whoa, did you ever hear this song from KRS-One, or did you ever know Houdini made this record? And it's like, man, they start going into the archives, and they started hearing songs that they weren't even alive when these songs were out rocking. But now there's a new emergence of kids wanting vinyl, wanting the DJs want vinyl now only. They're getting away from the Serato and all that stuff now. That's a beautiful thing to remember the elements, man. MCing, DJing, b-boying, graffiti, and all that are the elements, man. It's just like Earth, Wind, and Fire. You got to have those three things together to keep the momentum of what we're doing and the genre of what we're doing alive, man, because if we don't, then we're going to be the last of a dying breed in our music. We don't want our music to die off like disco, you know what I mean? And in the end, we've had a way longer run than a lot of the other genres of, music, but you got to understand, bro, we have not really came that far away from 70s music, 80s music. You got to realize we're only 30 years away from that, and the development of our music, of where it's going, and all that is leaps and bounds, man. We have actually really made huge milestones with our recordings, the way we record music, the way we actually go into the studios now, and it's way different than before, where it took a process of weeks and weeks to do stuff. We're going actually now and going in the studio and actually knocking out things. So we actually had to, us old being part of hip-hop back in the days, we actually had to adapt as well with the progression of the music and all that. So like you say, we did have to adapt, and we do have to make new music, and we do try to have to still stay true to what we started in our music, but we still have to, figure out a way to be current. You know what I mean? To still be current.
Yeah, you got to be up on the internet game, and you got to know how to sell music and where to market it nowadays. A lot of that stuff has changed, man. Like, before, you could just walk up into the mom and pop shop with your music, you know what I'm saying, right out the trunk. And nowadays, you got to hit the internet promotion. You got to, when all that changed over, you know what I'm saying, how eager were you to learn it? Did it take you a while, or did you jump on it right away?
Heck yeah, it took me a while. Thank God I had my son, Scoop DeVille, who was already, he's cutting edge, and he was right there on it. He was already producing Snoop and producing, all the artists that were already current doing stuff in the streets. And so he kind of kept me up on a lot of the game. But for a minute, man, I really couldn't figure it out. And I was like, nah, this ain't where hip-hop's going to go, man. It's going to go back to the street. It's going to go back to the street. It's going to go back to the street, until I couldn't say that no more. And I was like, man, hip-hop's in these computers, man. Yeah. And I had to go with it. Like, I had to, and then that's when the social media stuff was barely MySpace, and these little things started popping up. And then once I seen that go, and then I seen everybody started the promotional campaign just on that, and then everybody started talking about digital deals. Oh, I need a digital deal now. I need a digital deal. And I'm like, what's a digital deal? Like, what are you talking about? How are you guys getting money out of the computer? Like, I couldn't figure it out for a second. And then I started, and I'm still a firm believer of being out there in them car shows. I'm still one of the last ones that still have hard copies of CDs, man, and I still press the CDs because I'm out there doing the shows.
Right. And ain't nothing like getting a good old hard copy anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm just worried about when they're going to make the CD obsolete and it just turns into something else, like from the 8-track to the cassette to the CD. I mean, it's eventually going to be to where CDs ain't gonna be around no more. I mean, they're already not making headphone jacks in the new phones and all that, so they're already changing up a lot of stuff. And it's not really on us, man. It's really on that new technology of what these kids are gonna say. Hey, this is the new thing. You got this little data chip that holds every album that these artists ever made on one little mega chip thing that they put in the thing, and that runs your whole sound thing, gear, your house, and that. I mean, we just don't know what technology they're gonna feed us. You know what I mean? So we're waiting to see, man, and just with technology, with the future of hip hop, but proud to be part of the old school part of the hip hop. But I'm also proud to be part of the the new part of it.
You're still relevant. You're still making moves. You know what I'm saying? The longevity of your career is unbelievable. It spans 30 years now or more. You were there. You were right there when Mr. Mix was, pioneering helped pioneer the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? With the Two Live Crew. What's your relationship like with Mix?
Their first record. Two Live Crew did one of their first records at Studio One with Trey Stone and Joe Harris up in Riverside. That was my first introduction to David Hobbs, Mr. Mix. Mix,
and that was when, 84?
Mix is actually one of the producers that I don't think never got their due props of how dope he really, really was.
Oh yeah.
Mix is one of the dopest producers.
Hell yeah. Now you first met him. You were talking about this was like what, 84, 85?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What's to stop you guys from doing a track today in 2016?
Nothing. As a matter of fact, Nick just hit me up about 3 weeks ago talking about, if I was ever to do it with anybody again, and he was like, think about some songs and some oldies that you would like to flip and get back to me, and let's see if we can get back in the studio. So what you're saying could actually happen.
Wow. See,
yep.
I'm just like I'm just a fan, like being hopeful to hear another track with you two together.
Right.
And you're telling me this is a possible reality. That's dope.
I think it's going to happen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Now, another thing, earlier this year you announced that you're battling cancer. How are you doing?
Man, I really am in and out of the VA hospital, West Valley VA, and I'm really addressing a lot of the issues of my cancer. I actually have cancer, and they took out my gallbladder and a piece of my liver. And when they did that, they actually made some cancer cells drop into my stomach and actually into my bile duct. So I'm actually going to I've had 4 surgeries, and I'm actually going to have this last big major surgery that I'm about to go through with the specialist, and I'm going to do it at one of the cancer treatment centers, probably City of Hope. But I'm actually, I leave things like that. A lot of it, I'm a real God-fearing man, so I leave a lot of that in the hands of the Lord, and I don't really want to put myself in that position, because the Lord is actually our best physician anywhere. He can heal you instantly, you know what I mean? And so I believe in the strength of me just really fighting, being strong. I've changed my whole dietary. I mean, I really can't eat the way I used to eat, not because I don't want to. I would love to go sit down and eat crazy once in a while, but I really can't do it because of what I've gone through already through the cancer. But I'm going to tell you what it does is cancer makes you, it's actually probably the biggest wake-up call any person in their whole world and life could ever get, because it makes you really, really appreciate your life, man, in a different realm. And that's where I'm at right now, man. I really, really appreciate my life, man, and what I've done. I've done a lot of terrible things in my life. I hate to say it, but the beautiful things that I've done outweigh the bad. And so, man, I really am blessed to continue being here, man, and blessed. So I take every day like it's my last day, and I try to live it to the fullest. I'm a single dad raising a 10-year-old boy on my own, man, and so I really got to instill proper moral value and make sure that they're being raised right. And so that's really where I'm at, man. You could follow me on Instagram, OGKidFrost1, and actually see my daily, man. I think the social media and the way I use it is to give you glimpses and images of the things and the stuff that I'm actually going through in life, through the stuff at the hospital. I was going too in depth with the things with the hospital, and I didn't really want to do it. But if you hashtag Kid Frost Diabetes Awareness Foundation, then you can go on there, and I'm actually trying to build a foundation to bring awareness of this disease. That's actually where it started from, was actually all from the diabetes and stuff that I had went through. When they actually diagnosed me with these symptoms and took my gallbladder out, I think it was the catalyst for me to actually get the cancer, and that's where I'm at right now. It's N2. I actually been diagnosed with N2 gallbladder cancer inside the bile duct. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
And you said this next surgery that's coming up, that should remove all the cancer, correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're at right now. They're gonna cut it out. They're gonna probably cut out a piece of my stomach, actually. If you can keep it out of your, you gotta keep it out of your intestines. And the thing about it is that this surgery, why it's so delicate, and what they have to do is that they have to go around the joining lymph nodes and actually cut out all the surrounding lymph nodes around it as well, so that none of the cancer cells can go and spread themselves into what I'm worried about is that it spreads into my esophagus and throat lining, and I won't be able to perform or rap no more, you know what I mean? But other than that, man, that's my biggest fear. I went deaf in my left side, sensory perception. I went deaf in my left ear 3 days after my 53rd birthday. And so I've been battling bouts of dementia and vertigo and stuff like that. And actually with the neuropathy and the nerve ending damage that I'm already suffering, I'm actually in rebuild mode. So I'm actually stronger than I've ever been in my whole life. I'm actually in more better shape than I've ever been in my whole life. I shredded 100 pounds, and I'm really trying to really be out here for you guys as long as I really can.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. That's the warrior stuff right there. My father, he's got stage 4 prostate cancer. He's been battling that since 2010, and I see what you guys go through, man. You guys are fucking warriors, and I salute you. I salute you, man. Keep fighting strong, man.
God bless everybody and your pops and anybody that goes through any of this. Because, like you said, man, some of the biggest battles that people don't really see are battles being fought and don't say nothing about it, period, and they just go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's exactly what. And another thing people need to be aware of too. These cancer-causing chemicals nowadays, they're in just about everything. Matter of fact, your state, California, is the only state that puts cancer warning labels on everything, pretty much. Every other state doesn't have those warnings. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be everywhere. They need to. Well, first of all, they don't even need to be putting cancer-causing stuff in kids' belts. Like my daughter, she come to me one day and showed me she had a tag on the inside. It says, "This contains cancer-causing chemicals known to the state of California." Why are you putting that in a kid's belt, a child's belt? It's just fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many cancer things that they're finding out now. Look at the newest one that really freaked me out the hardest was cancer in Johnson's baby powder.
Yeah.
And putting the baby powder on them, and they're getting the what you call it? They're putting the baby powder on them, and they're getting cervical cancer and cancer down there, man. And that's like, man. And then come to find out that Johnson already in some certain amount of time knew about that, but they're one of the 5 major families that run the whole United States.
They're one of the.
You're talking
they're
Johnson,
the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers.
Yes, sir. So how are you going to tell them on their payout of billions that they got to pay out for all these people that are getting cancer off of talcum powder, bro? What's next?
Right.
They're
how
gonna
many
say,
babies was that used on over the last 2 centuries or more? You know what I mean? However long the shit's been around. Millions upon millions. Everyone used it on their babies. Come on. And you're telling us now that the shit causes cancer? It's just nuts, man.
It is, bro. It is like, man, the things that they're saying now. 'Cause I think, and this is just my theory, what I'm seeing from different hospitals that I've been walking into, from like Huntington Memorial to like the West Valley VA to like here, and what I'm seeing in these hospitals is a general protocol for everything that they do. But they tell you that everybody's cancer is unique, but it seems like the treatment for everybody's unique cancer is the same. So then our cancers really aren't as unique as they say they are. So it's like, man, you really got to go, and you've got to be a doctor as well, man. You really got to take this. I've had diabetes now for 25 years. I've been dealing with it in the diabetes teaching classes. I am pretty much a foremost expert on diabetes. I mean, I've pretty much figured out the niches on the A1Cs, on the blood levels. I know every new drug to man, from Tradjenta to all the new stuff, Invokana, to every single one of the new ones, to every single one of the old ones. So, I mean, I'm on it, man. So it's like there's nothing that the doctors sit back and they scratch their heads, because they're like, man, how do you know this? How do you know this? And I'm like, dude, this is my life. This is not your life. You're going to go back home to the country club and wherever you got going, man, with your blondie and your beautiful family and your life. But you got that life, bro. I said, this is my life. This is what I have. So if I'm not in tune and in debt to what I'm doing and leaving my life in your hands, I just can't do that, bro, because you're only calling me in here to interview me and talk to me and probe me and tap on me and draw my blood for 15, 20 minutes, bro. What do you really know deadly about my life, bro? Is you don't know me. So I got to be on point with all my shit, and they hate me, bro, because I ask every single in-depth question. Well, what are the side effects of this drug, and what is it going to do? What are the effects on my kidney and liver? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about, now you took my gallbladder out. Now I don't have a filter, which is what the gallbladder is anyway. So now that pill is just dropping in my stomach. So what actually effects of that pill am I really getting to cure me? And what is the ailment that it's going to do on my kidney and liver more than damage than it's going to do than that? Then no, so we're not going to treat myself with that pill. Eliminate it. And that's like, man, they trip on me, bro. And it's like, treat me, because they're not going to cure you. They're only giving you treatment. This dude ain't going to cure you because he tells you, I'm in a practice. This is a medical practice. I am practicing medicine, which means I don't know what I'm really doing all the way, because advancements of medicine are changing right now in this conversation that me and you had on this radio interview. Medicines are already changing by the second, bro. By the second. They don't know it. So they have to practice, and they go home after the day of their thing, and they're sitting there reading these logs, reading these journals from other doctors, reading these things where they treated so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. Guess what? I got access to that same information, and I'm reading the same thing he's reading now. And so now your 7 years of medical school that you took at Notre Dame 40 years ago don't really mean diddly squat to modern medicine, my brother. And I'm reading the same exact thing you're reading now. I'm getting the same thing you're getting now, and you're calling colleagues to get information about it now. You know what I mean? Because you don't know. You don't know, Doc. So don't come at us like, and that's where we're at with medicine, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of people that rely just on the doctors and the hospitals to take care of themselves without really, really going in debt with the medicines that they're really giving you. A couple of times I found out that they weren't even giving me the right medicine, bro, and I had to change things up around to get the right proper things to mix medicines that would give me the adequate amount of dose to take away nerve ending damage pain, neuropathy. And that's where I was at, man. And we went through so many, from amitriptyline to, man, so many, duloxetine to Neurontin. I went through so many mind-altering pills, bro, that at one point in time in my life, with them trying to save my life during this era, I was taking up to 200 pills a week. And that was killing me. That was killing me, bro. I was in the bed. I was dying, and you guys weren't going to, by this time, I wouldn't even be here, bro. I'm telling you, I know I would have been dead. It was all the amass of the toxins in all those pills that they were giving me was actually killing me. And I stopped, bro. I stopped.
Well, I noticed too, for us not to cut you off, but I noticed what they're doing too is they're categorizing people. You know what I'm saying? They're taking people that have money and they're keeping them around as long as they can get as much money as they can. And I've noticed the poor people, if you don't have money, they pretty much discard you right away. You know what I mean? They do the end game shit on you right away.
You got money, and that Jewish doctor gives you, and I don't mean to say racist, I don't mean to say nothing. You got that money, though, and that Jewish doctor gives you 6 months to live, and you ain't got that money to pay, he's going to figure out a way to give you another 6 months. He's going to keep you alive. He's going to give you a Band-Aid pill to keep you alive and keep you going until they can figure out how they milk every dollar out of that man till he can't move his body anymore. Then they push that man to the side, bring the next guy up. Where's he at? We got that guy. And the ones that, you know, the ones they love, the ones that can't afford it. You know the ones they love? The ones that can't take care of themselves, because then they know the government's got to step up. And once they get so many of the 150 patients to the 200 paid by the government and all that, bro, it's just like a enterprising business, bro. Death is a very big business. Pharmaceutical pills is a monstrous business, and these old people some of them are taking pills that they didn't even realize that they took for 20 and 30 years worth of pills that ended up killing and giving them bad liver problems and kidney failure and all that, were actually that pill that the doctor gave them to take every single day of their life. For 20, 30 years, they took that pill thinking it was going to save their life, and in the long run, that pill killed their kidney and liver and made their kidney failure and made them die from that pill. And so, man, we got to really, I think the United States and our own government, and I hate to be political or go into these things like this, but some of these things as elderly we address, and as older people we address, because our healthcare system in the United States is failing us, man, failing us by the, and you could know that by any elderly that you take anywhere from your grandparents to your aunts and uncles to anybody that's dealing with anything in the hospital right now, and you can talk to them, and I'm telling you, a lot of them are very, very unhappy, bro, miserably unhappy, because they're not getting adequate health care, bro. Not getting adequate health care.
It's horrible, and they leave them confused too. You got, like you said earlier, you're suffering vertigo and dementia and everything from the ear. The ear problems you got going on. A lot of these elderly people, that suffer from things like dementia or Alzheimer's, they go in there confused as hell by the time they get out of there. They don't know which way from up. I mean, they don't know what the fuck's going on. And these monsters prey upon that. They prey upon that, these sick fucks.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And it's a check. It's a check for the doctor. It's a check for the healthcare guy. It's a check for the provider. It's a check for the guy that drives them to the hospital. Everybody got it. It's the same thing with our drug enforcement thing. Everybody talks about the major drug problem in the United States and the drug problem in the United States. But, man, come on, man. None of those big DEA jobs and none of those jobs could be filled unless they're the propaganda and the stuff that's feeding us. We ain't flying the planes with all this dope in here, man, period. We're not doing that. They know where the dope is going, and they know where the drugs are going. It's going into impoverished neighborhoods where people are downtrodden, where people haven't got a lot of things going on, and they need vices, they need crutches, and a lot of them turn to drugs to do that. They know exactly what they're doing, man, and they know that we're killing each other off with racial genocide, with the gang stuff. They know the things that are going on. They know better ways that they've gone into cities and stopped it completely. But how come they don't stop it in other cities that they know they can go in there and make difference and changes in? They don't do it, bro. They don't do it. They don't.
That's real talk. I tell you what, this has been one hell of an interview, man. And we got to keep continuing to keep it real, because we can't speak about reality without speaking about the one and only Eazy-E. Lately, N.W.A. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, straight out of Compton, blew up. What's it like to see your homie getting these props and accolades, over 20 years after his death?
It shows you that no matter what kind of hype or bull or F the police or the FBI propaganda of it or all that music surpasses all that. And music, in the end, what you did in the end with your music and what you did, that's what I guess is starting to show that really counts in the long run, bro. And man, to see E do that, I know he's signing on us, looking down on us saying, wow, man, I really see, you guys see Pac, look at it. Look at how they're honoring us now, man. They showing us love, bro. And,
right.
and I knew it was going to happen, bro. I knew it. I knew it in the long run. People were going to do it. And even to say that right now, I'll share something with you. I'm actually in my 9th meeting with Cinema Films, and we're actually sitting down in negotiation, and I'm up for $15 million to do my biopic right now. And the directors and the writers with Cinema Films is actually Moctezuma Esparza. He directed the Selena movie. He directed The Life of Dorothy Dandridge. He directed the Milagro Beanfield movie. He did the Lincoln movie, the Gettysburg movie. They just finished the Jimi Hendrix biopic, and we're actually right there, man. They bought my life story. We signed the deal, man, and we're sitting down right now, and we're actually putting together my story, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
First off, congratulations.
Right.
That's huge. $15 million. That's amazing. That's got to make you feel like, wow, you know what? I did it. I fucking did it. Do you have that feeling?
Not yet, bro. When they rolled the first reel with that red camera and we're actually going action and they're actually starting the first set and we're doing that, then I'm going to stand back and my knees will probably buckle a little and I'm going to stand up and I'm going to tap my chest like I always do, and in my heart, under my breath, I always say, this is for the raza, straight up. And that's what I'm going to do. Because, it's such a beautiful feeling, man. And to see that Moctezuma Esparza actually wants to do the movie is beautiful. Because his track record is incredible. He did that Gettysburg movie, that Lincoln movie. The movies that he has under his belt are amazing and incredible. And for him to have me in the 9th meeting up there on Bixel, up there at the offices, and just sitting down and actually putting the story together, it's amazing, bro. I haven't really. I've been writing the story, working and sitting down, and we've been putting the story together, and to really sit back and see how they're writing it out, to really see what we went through, and on paper is a lot different than the trials and tribulations that I went through, actually going through it. To actually see what I went through is different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy because, you know what I'm saying, you was really one of the first of your kind. Like you were talking about when it comes to Latino rap. You were really putting it down in an era when you didn't see too many cats. There was Crazy D, of course. Shout out to him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like what you were doing on the solo tip, there wasn't really nobody out there doing it at that time. What was it like coming up in that era, you know what I'm saying, being like you said earlier, a minority in hip-hop?
Man, I always had Ice. I always had Ice-T as a mentor. So, Ice was probably the first person that actually heard the original La Raza demo when we had cut it raw. And, we were right there, and then I actually had went back, and he told me something very, very crucial during that time that I was recording, and he said, "Frost, look, this is what you did, and this is what you had to do to make yourself unique and have an identity." He said, you need to find your own lane. He said, and you found it. This is your lane. This is it. And I mean, he was in his room, and I was playing it outside of the window of the spot, and he was right there. And then he stopped what he was doing. I don't want to say what he was doing. You know, there was a female in the room. He stopped what he was, and he came to the window, and he's standing there, and he said, "That's a hit record." And I said, "Man, Ice, are you sure?" Like, because I didn't really know, because the thing about La Raza that was different and unique than a lot of the records that we had recorded was the bilingual part of it, of us really, that, you know, you, Aquí Estoy, MC Kid Frost, like we're actually speaking Spanish in the beginning and throwing the Spanish words out, like just throwing them out there. And so that, I think that's what tripped Ice out the most of it. But then after when Ice told me that was a hit record, I knew, like, I didn't have, nobody else needed to tell me that was going to be a big joint or a big record. Ice confirmed it. Like, Ice was the first one to hear it out of my speakers, out of a little ghetto blaster in his window. And then when he told me that, I mean, that was it, bro. I mean, I knew I found my niche. If you follow Eastside Story, we came with La Familia next. We started really, and it was so natural to do it, man, like to really talk that way, because to put the slang in there and the Spanish words in there was just so easy, man. And it was also having something that other rappers that only spoke English did not have, and that was we had actually two languages with two dialects, and we could actually use them anytime. And it made us really, it made Mallow really, like when he came out with his album, The Brother with Two Tongues, it made us really bilingual, that being, you know, now us speaking Spanish and English wasn't an ailment no more. It wasn't where they were pointing at us, making fun of us because we spoke Spanish. Now it was like, whoa, these cats are unique because they're speaking Spanish and they're rapping in English and Spanish. These cats, what is this? And it's like, wow, this is Calo. This is the way, and you know, the slang for Spanish words are getting flipped, and the rest is history, yo. The rest is history.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys definitely made history. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying? And to get the approval of Ice-T, you know what I'm saying, who was the pioneer pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That had to have been special right there.
Oh yeah.
Because you know he laid the foundation. You know he doesn't get enough credit. I mean people know about 6 in the morning and whatnot, but they don't really give him the credit I think that he deserves. I think his life story would be another good flick or a documentary or something. You know. Yeah. I mean, he was laid up in a bed in a car wreck for 6 months or something like that. You know, he almost didn't make it. So, you know, a lot of stuff going on. But you know, this movie, you said you're in your 9th meeting. Man, they must really be pushing for it.
We're as far as in negotiation right now with Universal, actually seeing where we're going to be putting the songs. We're actually getting licensing La Raza and No Sunshine and a couple of the songs for the actual thing. And so we're right there with Universal. Universal wants to know exactly where we're using it in the movie, how long it's going to play in the movie, all that. So that's what we're working out right now. We're actually working out all the logistics of the movie.
Shit, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. If we got a homie that wants to call in from France, the homie Lord Sinister. He's actually on the line right now, I believe. He's got a question for you. What's up, Sin?
Yes, sir. What's up, Scott? What's up, Jay? What's up, Frost?
What's going on with it?
Yeah. I got a question about the album Smile Now, Die Later. It's one of my favorite albums of yours. with the production of Tony G and Julio G. The tracks were insane in time zone, like You See Murder or La Ratsa Part 2, Look What I See. Tell us about this album, especially.
Smile Now Die Later is probably one of my most acclaimed albums that I recorded because it was a project that we had done that was actually really speaking on my duality of being a Gemini, actually. And so the Smile Now, like going through everything of the trials and tribulations, like I'm a smile through it all. But I know at the end of the day, man, I'm going to die and I might succumb to the things that I'm talking about on the record. And that's what I was actually speaking about on Smile Now, Die Later. The Smile Now, Die Later, I wanted to take you on a ride through the barrio, through the neighborhood, but through my eyes. So when we came out with the songs of Smile Now, Die Later, we actually tried to do it every song, like You See Murder and all them things like that. I kind of take you on a trip through an actual real story that actually went down in the barrio where a body got dumped in Lake, and we actually take you on trips through that, and we're not taking you on rides that aren't true or real on Smile Now, Die Later. Everything that we walked you through were actually through actual crime stories and actual real documented police files and real things, and we took those documents and things and turned it into an actual record.
See, that's a hell of a tip right there.
One song also was Terminator in 1985 was crazy. Terminator song was electro funk also.
That's right, man. I appreciate that, man. I got to get out to Rennes, France for the Festival de Musical out in 91 and in 92, and I ain't been out there since. But I need to. I've been to Japan 13 times. I definitely need to get out to Europe again and get out to France. I would love to get out there and do a show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Make that happen, Sin. Make that happen. Thanks for calling in, Sin. Hell of a story right there. You know what I'm saying? Very deep interview tonight. I want to thank you for calling in. We got another caller real quick, Frost, and then we're gonna end the show. 850. Who is this? Welcome to the
what's
show.
up with it, homie? This is how you guys doing? This is G. Lou, man. What's up, Prez and Jay? What's up, Boss? How you doing?
What up?
Man?
Good.
Hey, man, great interview. I've been wanting to hear some stuff from you for a minute, man. So great interview, guys, and hope you make it through everything you're going through, Frost. But I'm definitely a fan from day one, man. And La Raza, like you said, was a big hit. I was raised in Los Angeles, and I was raised around a lot of my homeboys are Mexican. So when that joint hit, it was just real big.
Right,
and,
a lot of people don't realize and understand that, man. Like, it's a whole new emergence of this black and brown thing. But man, if they really go back in the archives,
already, right.
Me and Ice-T were together. Me and E were together. Me and Q hung out. I mean, me and Snoop definitely hung out. So I mean, that whole black and brown thing been around and prevalent.
Been around, homie. Shit just got messed up. Yeah. Been around. All my homeboys I grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My closest homeboys, so I don't know, man. That's
we gonna get it back,
what
man.
It is.
We gonna get it back, man. We gonna get it back, man. Because in reality, real recognize real, man. On whatever side of life you are, man. And the one thing about LA, man, is that, man, in the end, it seems like, man, one way or another, man, even through the low riding and everything that we do, man, we still standing right there next to each other.
Right, for sure. And one more question, Frost, I want to ask you, what do you think about, you spoke on earlier about some of the Latino rappers that weren't all the way up to par, as we know, but what do you think about, there's been a few, that came up the past few years that have been pretty good. What do you think about this new emergence of cats like King Lil G? I've been up on his stuff lately. Pretty dope.
Man, here's what I think, and I'll also one that you should check for. A lot of people checking for King Lil G right now. Another one that you should really check for out in Houston is named GT Garza. He made it on Hip Hop Freshman on XXL on the new one this year.
Okay.
There's a lot of you gotta realize and understand that my son is one of the most prominent
Scoop DeVille.
producers.
Yeah.
Scoop DeVille.
Underrated. And a lot of people
And
may
so
not even know that was your son. I didn't know that for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But Scoop is hella dope. Produced a lot of Snoop shit. He's dope.
Yeah, he got 4 new songs coming on Snoop's new stuff right now. So he just got that new YZ. He got that new Wiz and YG record coming out. So I mean, he really out there doing some real cool things. And so, and I'm giving anybody that's really staying true to the art. I ain't got nothing to say bad. This is my qualm. You can't rap, but you get in front of a lowrider, take a picture, make a CD. And you go and you look for the substance and you try to find the same thing in the core thing that we built off of that imagery, and that's what's in our genre of music, man. It's just a cluster, just so much garbage, man. In our
swag,
Instagram can make you famous, you know. So it's like
exactly. Oh, but I went and seen some of these shows with these dudes with 76,000 and 100,000 followers, and it's not what you think, man. It's like it's funny when you see these artists and you go and you're actually getting booked in these shows and you're doing these car shows and these lowrider car shows, and the fan base is really still gravitating to you. It's a beautiful thing, man. We just, like I said, we just got booked for the Vegas Super Show. We just finished the Torres Empire LA show. So we're really coming off of a string of some big lowrider shows. But man, it's just, I want to work with a lot of new upcoming Chicano artists, but I just really, I think a lot of them really have not got to that level of where they are. There's a lot, like, don't get me wrong, man. There's like the King Little G's that are doing it, the GT Garzas that are doing it. There's a couple other that are really making like headway and starting to really make noise. But the thing about it is, man, you got to stay true to your art form, man, of what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Word up. I just wanted to call in, man, and give props to you, boss, man.
Man, you guys,
day one.
Thanks so much, D-Lo.
Much love, man. Much love, Prez and Mac J. Much love, homie.
Hey, thank you for the support, brother. I appreciate you.
For sure, man. 100. Peace.
Right on, man.
Yeah, G-Lo, cool, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I tell you what, it's been a hell of a show tonight. Thank you for coming on the show, and just like the homie just said, we wish you the best. You know what I'm saying? We hope to have you on again in the future. You got an album coming out or something you're working on, or?
Yeah, we're actually working on Dead Man Talking. You heard of Dead Man Walking, man. Cross with everything I'm going through in the hospital and all the stuff that I'm doing. You know, I've always had the most controversial albums and the most, like, Smile Now, Die Later. This new one is called Dead Man Talking, and I'm starting the production phase of it with Scoop, but I'm already getting ready to lean into the studio with Hutch from Above the Law. So we're about to go in. So me and him are about, he's always done my deeper, darker tracks and my stuff, and so I'm gonna go back with Hutch and see what we come out with, and I'm gonna probably work with a couple of the forefathers in the game. I want to bring out everybody that was back in the early '90s with us in that era. So I think that's what this album's gonna be, and it might be probably the last project that I work on like that, is other than getting behind a bunch of other new artists and upcoming productions and stuff with new upcoming artists. So I really want to work with GT Garza. You guys got to check this cat out. He's dope.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that project. Whenever it's done, please come back. We'd love to preview a few tracks and review the album over at the website as well.
Oh, man, I would love that, bro. I would love that.
Hey, man, with everything that's going on, I just want to tell you, keep your head up, keep fighting, and also, you know what I'm saying, good luck with everything with the movie, too. I think